Look at this. Look at this. I have way too many freaking books. I was gonna do this whole thing where like I walk in and I slam them down and I trip over, but like I literally cannot hold all these books in one go. Like it's way too heavy, or I'm not that strong, or a combination of both. Book haul time. Wow. I have here about 30 books that I have either purchased myself or they are Christmas presents for the holidays. So today we're going to go through. I am going to organize these a little bit, and then I'm going to show you guys this gigantic book haul that I have. All right, so the first thing we're going to start with is the thing that I think is the coolest gift. I got my very own Kindle. Thanks to the wife, she got me this for Christmas, and I was a little apprehensive about it because I'm the type of guy that really likes reading physical books, but honestly, all of the features on a Kindle, like looking up words you don't know, being able to highlight things. If you use Kindle Unlimited, you can see what a lot of people have highlighted, like quotes and stuff, so that's really cool. Yeah, I think I'm coming around to the Kindle. I never thought I would be a Kindle boy, but here we are. Before we start getting into the books that I was gifted over the holidays, I'm going to show off some of the books that I've been purchasing myself. I have a whole stack of Stephen King books here. The first one we'll talk about is The Shining. This was gifted to me by my mother. She sent me this. She was like, dude, you gotta read The Shining. It's a banger. I have seen the movie, have not read the book, but I hear the book is way scarier than the movie. But yeah, excited to read more Stephen King, get into that. Now we have this, big mamma jamma. I got at half price books for $10, bro. That's crazy. This big thick boy, this is definitely on my bucket list of books that I need to read before I die. I have seen the old 90s movies, and I've seen part 1 of the new movie. I know what happens. I know what the deal is, but it would be cool to actually just like go through and read the source material. So there's that. If you're not familiar, this is a horror story by Stephen King. It's about a town it's about a clown that terrorizes a group of kids when they're young, and then they grow up and they get terrorized by the same demon clown thing as adults as well. So it's kind of like they're just haunted their entire lives by this stupid demon. And yeah, very interesting book. This I didn't even know was a book. This is one of my favorite movies, The Shawshank Redemption. Apparently Stephen King wrote it along with Rita Hayworth. Very, very tiny novella, but also very excited to get into this. Like I said, Shawshank Redemption is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's about a man who may or may not be falsely imprisoned for killing his wife, and how he escapes from a jail with a lifetime sentence. Very fun. Next up, Misery. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know a whole lot about this book. I just know that it's about a writer who gets kidnapped by some super fan and is forced to write his next book, which I'm assuming is Stephen King's worst fucking nightmare. Excited for this one too. All right, and the last Stephen King book I have is Billy Summers. This is not... Ooh. Whoopsies. This is not a horror book. I think this is about a hitman or an assassin that gets hired to do a job that I'm assuming goes wrong. Stephen King doesn't always write horror books, but I feel like when he does, they're also great. At least that's what people say. I'm just taking the internet's word for it. You know what I'm saying? And then three more books that we have that are not Stephen King that I have either bought myself or were gifted not on the holidays. We'll start with The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. I have read this book. I have already read this, but I did not own the book. This is Hannah's copy, my wife. She just recently got the special edition, and she was like, hey, do you want to put this on your bookshelf? And I was like, dude, hell yeah, sick book. This is a story about a husband who gets caught with his dead mistress at his lake cabin. His wife is a lawyer, and she is the one that ends up defending him in the court case. Very, very fun book. I like this a lot. Good thriller, good mystery. And then these two books that I just thought sounded fun. We have Starter Villain by... What the heck? Get this sticker off of here, dude. We have Starter Villain by John Scalzi. This is a book about a guy whose long-lost uncle dies and leaves him an inheritance, and his uncle ends up being like this goofy villain that owns an entire island, and he not only inherits his uncle's money, but his enemies as well, so he has to deal with that. It seems like a really goofy book, so I like goofy. And then we have The Song of Achilles, which, if you don't know about me, I'm a huge Greek mythology nerd. Love it. Ever since I started playing God of War on PS1 as a kid, I loved it. There's just like a place in my heart for Greek mythology, and I'm very, very excited to read about this book, which is, as you guessed it, Greek mythology based. Wow. Let's move on to the rest of the books that I got over the holidays as gifts. First up is number 2 and number 3 books in the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. We have Assassin's Quest and Royal Assassin here. Going through the first book, I was very confused, and I understand that that's a fault of my own. In the first book, there would be things happening, and I didn't trust the process. I didn't just go with it. I would read a chapter and be super confused, like, dude, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? But then in the next chapter or the chapter after that, it would explain it. Eventually, it would get explained. But if you don't know what the Farseer trilogy is, it is about a bastard child named Fitz is taken under the wing of a royal assassin. It starts with Fitz being a young kid, and we see him kind of grow up in this royal court that he's not used to. Super fun. The ending was really cool. But yeah, I'm excited to also finish the series, dude. I have so many series that I haven't finished. I need to actually, like, sit down and maybe make a video of me finishing a series, because I have, like, 10 series I'm in the middle of. Next up is Martha Wells' Murderbot. This is the first 4 novellas in the series. I think after these 4, I don't know if there's another novella. I actually hate how these books sound when they rub together. Oh, it sounds like you're ice skating or like nails on a chalkboard or something. Ugh, it's like sandpaper. I don't know too much about these series. All that I know is about the main character is a robot named Murderbot whose sole purpose is to murder, but he kind of just is bored with living and existing. Hashtag relatable, dude. I think there's like 7 or 8 books in this series, but not all of them are novellas. This is a fun one. This is a graphic novel called Adventure Zone. This is like a D&D based graphic novel / comic book deal. Yeah, I got gifted this. This seems really fun. If you don't know me, I am huge into D&D, and I am the current dungeon master for my group. D&D is just something I've liked for a long, long time. Always been fascinated with it, so it's fun that I love it when people give me D&D related things. Next, we have Fourth Wing, but the special edition, okay. I hear mixed reviews about this. Some people like it, some people love it, some people hate it. I keep getting told that even though there are like romance scenes in this, that it actually is like a really fun fantasy book to read. I guess we'll see. But I'm not a huge fan of like sexy smut scenes. I'm more of like a keep it behind closed doors kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't need descriptive scenes of sexual intercourse. I think this is something about dragons. I don't know. It's like How to Train Your Dragon or something, I think. This next one I'm excited about. I absolutely love these covers. This is Legends and Lattes and Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldry. I love these covers. My friend got me these because every time I go to the bookstore, I look at these and I'm just like, damn, I love these covers, dude. I mean, come on, dude. How can you not? Look at the artwork on the inside, bro. I don't know too much about the series other than it is a cozy fantasy about an adventurer who gives up the adventuring life and opens up a coffee shop or something. Seems kind of goofy, kind of cozy, kind of right up my alley, dude. I have The Lord of the Rings, these beautiful hardcover editions, dude. Lord of the Rings is on my bucket list of fantasy series that I want to read before I die, solely because of the impact this series has on books and media and culture throughout the years. Like, fantasy definitely would not be what it is without the Lord of the Rings. J.R.R. Tolkien created orcs. Did you know that? He created them, dude. Look at how many, like, series, media, like, anything, TV shows, whatever, they have orcs in them, dude. All because of this homie, dude. He wrote this book in, like, I don't know, the 40s, 50s, something like that. But I have these beautiful hardcovers, and unfortunately it didn't come with The Hobbit, so I found it doesn't match exactly, but it matches enough so that it won't, like, be unesthetic to my eyes and on my bookshelf. It's still got, like, the sprayed edges and all that. The Hobbit is like the goofy redheaded stepchild of the Lord of the Rings series. I think this was more centered towards, like, middle schoolers and, like, younger kids. And then Tolkien was like, you know what? I want to write some big boy books. And then he did. I promise we're almost done. Just a few more books over here, and then the video will be done. And then you guys can move on with your lives. Next up, we have book 2 and 3 in the, what is this? The Greenbone Saga, it's called. I have yet to read the first book. From my understanding, it is Asian mob meets urban fantasy. There is 3 different families in this world, all fighting for control over jade, which gives you magical powers. Honestly, I'm surprised I haven't read it sooner because it sounds banging, but I am very excited to have the complete series, so when I do decide to read it, I can finish it. Shocker, the last, 5 or 6 books are all Brandon Sanderson. The first Brandon Sanderson book we've got here is Warbreaker. This is a standalone by Brandon. I actually don't know what this is about. The only thing I know is that the magic system is based on color. All I know. I would sit here and read the back of the book, but you guys can do that yourself, you know what I'm saying? You come here for my melodic voice, you know what I'm saying? To hear things in my own words. It's a book. Next up, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter by Brandon Sanderson. This is one of the secret books that he was working on. It's a standalone Cosmere, just like Warbreaker is. You know what? I would sit here and tell you that I know what this book is about. Also, I have no idea. It's about Yumi and a guy named Painter, and I think they paint. It's Brandon Sanderson. It can't be bad, dude. Okay, shut your ass up. Next, I have Elantris. I believe this was his first published book. This is the 10th anniversary edition, and I think that he just revealed at his convention his roadmap for books, and Elantris 2 and 3 are planned to come out sometime in the next 5 or 6 years, so time to get reading, I guess. And last but not least, we have The Way of Kings and Words of Radiance. Brandon Sanderson's magnum opus, dude. The 5th book just came out, Wind and Truth. I'm nowhere near... I haven't even started the books, bro. Like, I read slow as hell. This book is about a lot. Something called the Everstorm, which is like a giant storm that never goes away. There is, you know, multiple POVs, I think. If you don't know, there's like, if you're not on BookTok, there's this audio going around that's going viral. It's the first line of this book. Yeah, everybody says that this is like the best modern fantasy that you can get, Brandon Sanderson did a very insane job of writing these books. Maybe one day I will not be so intimidated and read this 1,200 page bitch. Oh, it's more like 1,000. Oh, I'm sorry. 1,000 times 5 because there's 5 books. And that is it. That is my entire almost 30 book haul I think I had ready to show you guys. Listen, if you like this video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think I should read next out of all of these books. I don't know, man. It's like I have so many books to read, I have no idea where to start. Please help me.